everyone, and thank you for watching episode 58 of DiabeticRadio.com. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about my theories on the causes of diabetes. Everyone has their own conspiracy theories. Some people think that it's the drug companies, keeping us diabetic. There's a cure, they're just hiding it. I really don't think so. I think that diabetes is just one of those unfortunate things to where it has grown so much to a point to where business people see a business opportunity, but yet at the same time, a lot of these companies are really trying to make the life of a diabetic easier. We can't hold every company responsible for diabetes. We know, if we do our research and if we stay in the diabetic community, we know that food doesn't cause diabetes. It's largely genetic and it's still lifestyle. But we have to remember, we have to make a distinction between lifestyle in terms of food and the cause. We have to make that distinction. High consumptions of food doesn't cause diabetes, but controlling your intake and your carbohydrates is the key to managing your diabetes. I think that's very, very, very important to understand. One doctor I saw, I was watching a video from D-Life. His name escapes me. It was a black doctor that said perfectly that diabetes is the gun, the gene, and if you eat enough of it, food can be the trigger. So you already have it. One thing that people don't realize or don't know, that if you don't have there are some people who are overweight that never get diabetes. Does it mean that it's okay not to really try to eat healthier? No. But we need to understand that not everybody who's fat is going to have diabetes. In the same way that not everybody skinny is necessarily healthy. I really think that there's something that we are really overlooking, because the media in terms of diabetes will try to make everything about food, and it's not. Again, as I told you, diabetes is complex. Diabetes is so many things. I really think that it's not so much the quantity of food, but what's in the food that we're eating. Companies are trying to find more and more ways to preserve their foods on the supermarket shelves. And a lot of these new chemicals that they're using that we can't even pronounce, we have no long-term effects, of these chemicals that are contained in these foods. We have to consider the possibility that some of these same preservatives may be making us sick. In the same way that many people try to move towards organics. A lot of people think that, which, I agree to some extent, where pesticides is giving us cancer and some think diabetes as well. A lot of people think that milk causes type 1 diabetes because of all the hormones and stuff that they put in milk. That's another theory. And I also think it's possible that those same hormones and stuff is also what has made so many African Americans lactose intolerant. It's just a theory, I also think it's kind of like gluten intolerance. You know, we all know that gluten intolerance is an autoimmune problem. First of all, let's look at again. When does our autoimmune system present itself? When it thinks or sees something or interprets something as a possible threat. Everything we There's so many things that contain gluten. You know, just think about it. You eat something with gluten for breakfast, you eat something for gluten for lunch, you eat something that's definitely more likely to have gluten for dinner. After a while, that's a lot going into your body. You know, that's a lot going into your body. You know, so eventually the autoimmune system is going to respond, and all kinds of bad things happen because, you know, because it's trying to get rid of what is perceived as a threat. You know, and let me tell you something, gluten can be serious. I have a friend, you know, actually the founder of Act One, Katie. You know, I don't mean to shout you out like that, Katie, but you know, where her gluten tolerance is so bad. You know, everybody has different levels of intolerance. You know, some people just have a little tummy ache. Some people, you know, have gas. Some people have diarrhea. With Katie, her gluten intolerance is so bad that her joints actually become inflamed. You know, that's one of the reasons why she had those crutches. If you look back and you see some of my old videos of when we did the World Diabetes thing together, you know, she wasn't on those crutches because she hurt herself. She was on crutches largely because of the gluten intolerance, and it's gotten her joints so bad, and she was so much in pain. It just, you know, made it so difficult for her, and it just, you know, it wasn't easy. So this goes to show you, you know, the complexity of diabetes and food. It's not just, oh, you just ate too much and that's why you got diabetes. Save it to somebody who wants to listen to your crap. You know, it's you know, it's not what you think. Believe me, no one wants to be diabetic on purpose. No one becomes diabetic on purpose. Trust me. So, anyway, again, I really do think that we need to look at those things. But I guess, you know, I'm realizing this may or may not happen in terms of, you know, scientists looking into this, because it's kind of like, you know, there is that slight possibility, that slight element of, you know, if there's a cure, then thousands of businesses could be affected. And that's, you know, that's real, you know. And the same is true for AIDS and HIV. If they were a cure, could you imagine how many businesses that would be devastated by a cure for HIV? How many non-for-profits that existed so many years, all of a sudden gone, jobs lost, if there were, you know, a cure for AIDS or HIV, you know. And that's something that, you know, we can't ignore either. But yet at the same time, you know, unlike AIDS, HIV, or any other deadly illness. With diabetes, for as long as you control your sugar, you eat right, you can live a very healthy, great long life with the least amount of complications. So I hope I've given you food for thought, and I really enjoy making these videos, and I look forward to doing my next video. Thanks. See you guys later. Bye.